Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your Mega Deck reading. This is going to be Mega Deck for May. This right here is Mega Deck. It is a combination of the Sacred Shaman Oracle, the Shaman's Dream Oracle, and the Good Tarot. And I just allow my intuition to pick from these decks over here. They have been shuffled, and that's that. But we're just going to jump right in here. In your first row, you have this Medicine Wheel card, this Holy Mountain card, and this Deep Diving. It says Deep Diver, diving into tasks. So I feel like you are clearly going deep on something here. Probably something that has been, I kind of get this feeling of gestation, like something that you've been trying to develop for a long time. I do feel that something has taken, like a long time to develop, is what I would say. It's like, I think sometimes when we work on something in life, for example, you have this Cosmic Womb card. It says the Divine Feminine, but it's like sometimes I think when we're developing something like a idea, a business, or maybe we're trying to like move or make some sort of life change, it's almost like a baby. It has to grow arms and legs and all its internal organs, before it can be ready for you to, actually get moving. And, I kind of get that feeling throughout this whole entire reading, but you have this Medicine Wheel card, and it's almost like you had to, learn some certain things before you could make this move. And, I think that's something that people need to understand about relationships as well, in love. And I don't really necessarily think this is a love reading, although you do have love actually showing up, but in all areas of life, I feel like sometimes there might be certain like requirements from the universe that we have to reach before the universe is like, okay, they earned this, right? And it's like, kind of like, this is going to sound real nerdy and I failed math my entire life, Libra, but it's almost like I see it like, that it's almost like everything has a number attached to it, right? It's like, this could have, but I think it has more to do with, not just like your vibration, for example, but like certain things. But it's like, imagine if you want real love, right? Or true love, whatever you call it. It's like maybe the number is like 7, but it's like if you're a 4, and I'm not saying as in on a scale 1 to 10, how attractive you are, you're a 4. I'm talking about everything, like your energetically, your vibration, the lessons that you've learned, the things that you've been through. It's almost like you need to add up those 3 more points, right? I'm just giving you an example. I'm not saying it's love. I'm saying this is everything. And the reason I'm saying that is because you have number 10. Right here on this card here. And so it's almost as if, that gestation period, it's almost like as if you've passed a certain amount of tests and your vibration is correct. It's like everything is adding up to the number 10 for you here. I know that sounds ridiculous, but that's literally what's popping into my head in this reading. It's like you have met the requirements to, kind of have something that you desire. You've learned that Medicine Wheel card is about learning the lessons, or kind of like going through the medicine of each one of the animals that is on that card. You have, it's a hummingbird, an eagle, a snake, and a jaguar. So it's like, but, again, I feel like you've learned lessons from other things as well. You have this Holy Mountain card. I do feel like this is kind of like saying you're at the top of the mountain. It's almost giving me like hermit vibes. I feel like you've reached the end of a long journey, and now it's time for you to like get started on your final task, whatever it is, like whatever has been developing. This could be kind of like a business for some of you. It could be just some sort of idea that you have had, but it's like, fine, like I said, I feel like you meet all the requirements, to pass this test, or it's not even like a test. I think it's like to get something you want. Let's see. With that Medicine Wheel card, you have the Knight of Cups. Could be love for some of you, but the thing about the Knight of Cups is normally he's looking into that cup and he is like dreaming of his future life or something that he wants to manifest in his life. So I kind of feel like this could be some sort of goal, wish, or dream that you're accomplishing at this time, or something that it's like I wouldn't say it's your perfect life, but I do feel this is, has to do with like an improved life. Let's put it that way. With the Holy Mountain card, you have the 6 of Swords. 6 of Swords is moving on to calmer shores. It's funny that I said Hermit, because the Hermit can represent having gone through a rite of passage. The 6 of Swords is a card of a rite of passage. So, like I said, the rite of passage could be that you meet this certain number, whatever it is. Again, I'm just using that as an example. And you're finally about to get some sort of reward. Or it might not be like a reward. With that Cosmic Womb card, I just have this feeling that, it could be like a baby is being born. Not literally, but the baby being, maybe you're finally starting that business or moving to wherever you wanted to move or getting the job you wanted, whatever it is. With the Deep Dive card, you have the 7 of Wands. Yeah. Seven of Wands comes up a lot nowadays. It's a card of conviction, and it's a card of believing something so deeply that you make it happen. You know, like literally with the Seven of Wands, if we truly believe something and we get rid of all our limiting beliefs, like deep down inside us, then that's when we become truly successful. But it's like some people, it's like they believe that they want $1 million, for example, but they have money blocks. So they have to dive deep and get rid of those money blocks. Or maybe you want true love, but maybe deep down inside you have a big fear of someone cheating on you, right? Or whatever the case may be. And so I feel like this is kind of saying, again, with the numbers, you know, it's like maybe you work through something, or, you know, you've kind of, maybe you have dived deep and now you're ready to kind of like step out into the world. You have this I will say though, what I will say is I would be careful of this. You have this temptation card, and then you have this wailing tree card that says reconciliations on it. So I would be careful for sure of a past person coming back here. I do kind of feel like you are going, you know, if a past person does come in, you know, if we look at this right here, you go to this heart home card that says compassion, and then you have this eyes of the eagle. It says rising above the fray. So it's almost as if I see you kind of, you know, maybe you're releasing someone with compassion, or you are letting it go. You even have the Ten of Swords when we go straight across here. And it's funny that you have this Eye of the Needle card, you know, and, you know, it's like, I think that, you know, it's in the Bible where they say, you know, that a rich man can't get through heaven, you know, a camel has a better chance of fitting through the eye of a needle than a rich man getting into heaven, right? And I don't think that's true, by the way, just throwing it out there. But, you know, I kind of feel like this person has, you know, it's like a camel has a better chance of fitting through the eye of a needle than this person, you know, screwing up your day again. But what I would say is it's like, you know, I would be careful with this temptation card. This is like the devil in this deck, the good tarot. And so I would be careful of someone like tempting you, trying to come back into your life. It's almost like you have a choice. I think that kind of like rising above it is the better choice instead of kind of like settling. You know, it's like, I feel like you would be compassionate this way and compassionate this way, but that eagle card is really saying, you know, it's like, I kind of do kind of get test vibes here where it's like, maybe the universe is saying, are you really going to go back to this person? Are you really going to, you know, kind of see where this goes with this person, or are you going to rise above it and kind of demand your worth with this Two of Cups? You have this Cosmic Womb card. It says the Divine Feminine. I actually, you know, some of you could be the Divine Feminine, of course, but, you know, I don't really feel like that's what this card is talking about. It's too bright for this camera. I don't really feel like that's what it's talking about, though. I feel like this card is more talking about you kind of, and again, it doesn't matter what gender you are. I feel like you're just, you know, it's like you're birthing something new, or something is getting arms, legs, internal organs. It's like everything is kind of like adding up here, and it's like something that you've been working on for a long time, or working towards, you know, some sort of goal, wish, or dream. Let's see here, Libra, what's going on here. With the Temptation card, you have the Star. Yep, goal, wish, or dream, right? And also the Star kind of tells me that you have healed from this situation. So if you have a past person, you know, I feel like this is kind of like saying you've healed from it, and now it's time for you to like move forward towards something that's actually, you know, part of your dream life. So I kind of do get very dreamy vibes here. I feel like you could be attracting something that is kind of, you know, like a dream, but I mean that in a good way. It's like something you've dreamed of, and I feel this is saying don't allow temptation to test you. With the Cosmic Womb card, you have the Seven of Swords. Yes, this person is still a liar. Like I said, I kind of have a feeling that this person has a better chance of fitting their big old head through the eye of a needle than getting back into your life. And that's all I have to say there. With the Wailing Tree card, you have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is a card of adventure, but it is inconsistent energy. Again, I would be very careful of this inconsistent person if this is a person. For others, this could be an inconsistent situation in your life. Like, you know, it's like one of those things where I kind of feel like people have a lot of choices right now, and just in general. And it could be a choice between, like, maybe you have a job where a boss keeps telling you that they're going to give you a raise, but they don't. And maybe you have a choice to go to a new job. And, you know, I kind of see this a lot with people right now, where maybe you kind of feel like a certain allegiance to your current position, or maybe you feel like you you really care about it, right? But at the same time, it's like you got to put food on the table, right? So I kind of see like some of you making those cutthroat decisions. Not really that it's cutthroat. I think you're just making the right decision for yourself. Especially, you might have a boss that's like begging you to stay, but if they're not willing to pay you more money and you need more money, it's like you have to make a decision, right? And I kind of feel like that's what you're doing here with this energy. Next, you have this drifter card. It says experiencing life as it comes. I kind of feel like a lot of us, there are like two worlds I keep saying that we can live in. We can live in the old world, or we can step into the new world. The new world is going to be the Pluto and Aquarius world, where you kind of like move towards your inspirations. The Pluto and Aquarius is the collective, but I like to remind people that it's like, that doesn't mean we're going to become some sort of hive mind organism on Earth, right? We still need individual ideas. So yes, the things that we're working on, the things that we're doing should probably either inspire people or benefit the collective, but that does not mean you should melt into the collective and lose your identity, right? And so, but what I would say is that I feel that the Pluto and Aquarius world is going to be led more by inspiration. That's not the only thing, but it's one thing that will stand out to all of us. So if you feel inspired to, kind of move towards this right here, to move towards your heart, to this heart home card says compassion on it. So if you feel like you want to move towards something in work or business or career that you feel inspired to do, that's exactly what I would do here. But the same thing in love and pretty much everything else that you do. I also do feel that some of you could be becoming more compassionate, or maybe you're noticing that you're feeling more compassionate nowadays, right? And I feel like that's a good thing. I said it, I said it at the beginning of Mars retrograde, this Mars retrograde that we just had, that I felt like it was a good Mars retrograde to like learn how to let things go, right? And just release things. Even if you're like driving down the road, right? And someone cuts you off, just like letting it go, right? That's like a good practice, and having compassion. The world is just going to get crazier and crazier, and I really believe that spiritually it's like we need to let things go, because it's like especially nowadays, you don't know like where people are coming from, right? You don't know why they cut you off for just as an example, right? And I think like getting mad, starting a road rage incident and everything like that, it's creating energy in the wrong direction, right? You have this Eye of the Needle card. It says intentionality on it. Again, we already talked about this, but I also do feel that some of you are feeling very intentional. I talk about this a lot, that I feel people are also going to be very focused on doing things on purpose. You might actually find yourself having a hard time getting started on things because you don't want to just do something just to do it, if that makes sense. I feel like the things that you do, you want to care about them. Again, you have that compassion card. So it's like in work or business, for example. I think that you will probably reject the ideas of doing things that really have no purpose or are not intentional. It's like you want to do something that maybe has a bigger purpose, right? And we see that there's that eye that's sticking through that needle, or in the middle of it. It kind of looks like a universe, or it looks like a galaxy or something in there. And, so I feel that if you're doing things just to do them, then you're probably just not going to feel connected. And the things that you do actually want, that you feel like doing, that you feel inspired to do, you will feel more connected. And those more connected opportunities will probably bring you through the eye of a needle. I keep telling people that I think there's never been a time like this where we could truly accomplish the impossible, or things that we think are impossible. Obviously, nothing's impossible, but what I would say here is that we could really kind of do things that are like fitting through the eye of a needle. But we have to make sure we're doing things for the right reasons, and that's how you do it, right? But also like coming up with third place solutions is an example I always give. Doing things differently. With that drifter card, you have the Four Wands. Yeah, a lot of people have had the Four Wands. And, one thing I will say is that we have Uranus and Taurus. Uranus and Taurus has a major focus on freedom. The Four Wands is the card of freedom in the tarot. It is, it's a card of marriage, but what most people don't know is it's the card of freedom. It's the card of being set free. And this could be any type of freedom. Maybe you've been locked down on some sort of project in work or business, and now you're starting something new, or you're moving on to the next thing. So there's a certain sense of freedom. The other thing I would say is with that drifter card, the thing with Uranus and Taurus is, and clearly it's affecting you because it's showing up in this reading, is that if you're not feeling free, then you're probably going to start drifting around looking for opportunities that make you feel more free, right? So, it just doesn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me as well if like some of you are, maybe, I see a lot of people kind of like, just looking for better opportunities, like as far as living is concerned. I actually think people, might not buy houses anymore, right? For example, we might see more people, living out of vans and stuff like that. That's just one example. I don't think that's the only thing that will happen, but I feel that for the most part you're going to be looking for freedom. But this goes for jobs as well. It's like if a job is too restrictive, you might look for something that's more free. With the compassion card, you have the Ace of Swords. Yeah, like I said, I feel that Ace of Swords could represent some sort of truth. This Mercury retrograde seems to be bringing up a lot of like truths or clarity from past relationships. I don't think you're letting this past person back into your life. Again, I feel like you're releasing them with compassion, and you have this rise above card. So it's like you're rising above the situation. Again, going this way, this person, I feel like you see it as dead, done over with, and I feel like they have no chance of getting back in. Yeah, with the Eye of the Needle card, you have this Two of Swords. I literally said third place solutions. And Two of Swords, she's picking this side or that side, right? She has the two swords, and the island behind her represents something she's not thinking about, represents a third place solution. I literally just talked about this, that on that live reading that I just did, where I think it was live, where I was saying that, all our solutions, third place solutions, are going to be the most successful, and like coming up with new ways of doing things. Like, people keep asking me about starting a tarot channel, for example. I'm like, don't start it like everyone else, because number one, everybody and their mother is doing that right now. But if you can come up with some way of doing it that's unique, that's different than what everybody else is doing, that's a third place solution. For some of you, it's like you might want some sort of job that you can't get, but maybe there's another way that you get the job. Again, things are not going to happen like directly. It's like I keep telling people, just like we have the perfect storm in the astrology for doing things in unconventional ways. Neptune and Pisces is a direct challenge to traditional belief. So it's like we all have these, there is a certain way according to society that you do everything, right? If you want to buy a house, for example, you go get a mortgage and blah, blah, blah. You do it the traditional way, right? But those days are over. It's like it's like the universe is rewarding the opposite of that. It's like maybe you could come up with some sort of creative financing opportunity with like someone who owns a house, right? Or something like that. It's like, I don't know what I'm talking about. And again, you're going to have to do your research. I've been saying for the past 2 years that you have to move a lot of dirt to get to the gold. But the people who look for opportunities that are unconventional are going to be ridiculously successful. And it's like maybe you can't afford a house. Maybe your credit sucks. It's like, but there's probably a way that you could do it by working together with someone, or I don't know, do your research. There's tons of information on YouTube, right? So I keep encouraging people, and again, I can't answer all the questions because it's like I don't know what you're trying to do, obviously. But, anything that you're trying to do, there's probably a way to do it, right? But it's going to be unconventional. Like I said, Neptune and Pisces, Uranus and Taurus, so like all this stuff. And Pluto and Aquarius, third place solutions, literally. You have this Eyes of the Eagle card. It says rising above the fray. I do feel like you could be rising above a past person here. You see how that eagle has that like magnifying glass over its eye or something? I kind of feel like you have looked at something very deeply, and now it's like you're no longer interested. So if this is like a past person, I kind of feel like you're releasing it or letting it go because you see the truth. For others, I feel like you're just kind of, rising. You're rising up. Remember what I said about how you're like a 10 now. But on the invisible universe scale, you've met the requirements to complete something or to have something. You have the Two of Cups here. I definitely feel there could be new love coming in for you. You could be meeting a new person through the internet here. It could be an Aquarius. I'm also getting Capricorn or Fire. Like I said, take it how it resonates, but there could be love coming in for you, and I would say it's a perfect match. You have the Ten of Swords, though. I feel this is a past person. You see this as like dead, done, over with. I feel like you're not even, I feel like you're not really interested. You might be tempted, by this person, but I feel like for the most part, you're just releasing this situation and kind of like moving on to something new. With the Eyes of the Eagle card, you have the Magician. Again, I would be careful of this person. It's like you see how tricky they are. The Magician, I personally love the Magician, but I feel like you see how tricky a past person can be. For the rest of you, for all of you, really, I feel like you're manifesting, again, your dream life. But I don't think, again, I would say this whole entire reading is screaming, don't think traditional way of getting there, right? Whatever it is you want. I would say there's probably like it's not like that it's a roundabout way. It's like there's an unconventional way that you're going to achieve the things you want. With that Two of Cups, you have the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is a wish or wish fulfillment. So I feel like there could be like a big wish or wish fulfillment coming in for you here with the Nine of Cups. And I also feel like there could be a lot of happiness coming in for you with the Nine of Cups as well. So, love it. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Yes, time to move in a new direction. The past is dead, done, over with. Time to move on towards something new. So pretty simple, Libra. I like it. Very good reading. Again, I feel like you could be accomplishing something that seems like a little bit harder or a little bit impossible. But again, with the Two of Swords, I would think like other solutions. We're going to pull 5 main themes now. You have this Romance card. This card reminds me a lot of the Two of Cups. You can see that those two people, they look like the two people from the Two of Cups, and you have the Two of Cups here. So I feel like there could be like a relationship coming in for you. It could be like an unconventional relationship, but I'm not talking about like something weird or anything. It could just be, a person from another country maybe, or just a type of person that you've never dated before, or I kind of feel like some sort of difference here. Next, you have this Egotism card. Someone has an ego from the past. Again, I literally said they can't fit their head through that needle. So I feel for a lot of you, it's like you're letting go of some past bozo and moving on to something new and better and bigger and better. You have this Idealism card. I feel like all your past disappointments have to do with idealism. That's pretty much always true, but, maybe you idealize situations or you look for the best in situations. And I kind of feel like there actually is an ideal situation coming in for you. And that's like much more fulfilling, much more happy, much more abundant, I'm getting as well. If this is like a job, for example, I feel like it's like, I'm getting like above and beyond energy. So maybe you get a job that offers you more support or, better, what's the word I'm looking for? Better kind of like bonuses and like health insurance, those things, right? That's the word I'm looking for, whatever that is. But, again, I have Mercury retrograde in my 3rd house, so I can't remember anything right now. But, I think that there's just like better benefits. That's the word I was looking for. You have this Choice card. Yeah, I would pick the new path. I think that we all need to pick the new earth, the new world. And we need to like let go of the old way of doing things. That's like the quickest way to success. And finally, you have this Drama card. Yeah, I would be careful of a past person causing drama is what I would say here, because, I kind of see this past person could be trying to come back here. Maybe you just want to ignore it as well. Could be a good option. But Libra, I love this reading. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.